If you give something to somebody, you show them that you care. Now, unfortunately, all of the presents that you can give somebody in this world have a clock on them, a timer, where eventually the joy from that gift ends. Sometimes it's 5 minutes if you invited them for dinner. The second after their last bite, the joy from the food is over. Even if it's the best food in the world, a second after you finish the last bite of that 16-ounce steak, you don't remember the steak after that. You don't remember the taste you had. It's finished. You enjoyed it while you were eating it. After you finished, the joy is finished. You invite somebody to a party, the second the party is over, finished, the fun's over. You can reminisce about it, but the fun itself is gone. If somebody is with his spouse, okay, whatever the time is, it's over, it's finished. You give somebody a gift, they enjoy it, they like it, they play with it, they wear it. A few days, they're excited about it, they show their friends, look what he bought me, look what she bought me. 2 weeks later, oh, yeah, so some watch I have, it's some ring. It's just another thing. The joy is over after that. It's finished. All the gifts in the world, eventually it's finished. The appreciation that we have as human beings deteriorates over time, some more, some less, but nonetheless, eventually it finishes. Even if it's the glorious gift of a house, of a mansion, of a castle, of a building, whatever you say, even if it's they literally give you $1 billion, within a few years, you may not even remember who gave it to you, because you're so busy with life and chasing your own tail. But when you give somebody Olam Haba, when you give somebody Olam Haba by telling them, listen, what are you, 40, 45, 50 years old? Tell me, are you happy? No, right? You don't have to answer. I'll answer for you. You're not happy. Money, no money, you're not happy. Married, no married, you're not happy. Kids, no kids, no. Sometimes people have kids. It's better they didn't have kids. How much trouble these kids give them. Sometimes people get married just to get divorced. As soon as the honeymoon is over, the bees show up. You're supposed to laugh at that part. Honeymoon, honey, bees. Shem Yachem, you guys are sleeping. Even my jokes you guys don't get. Point is, some people, they get married, they get divorced. The guy says, listen, I'm closing my wedding hall. Why? I'm going to open a divorce hall. Why? Because there's more money in that business. People get divorced. Rabbi again says, one of his friends who was a rabbi, he asked him, how come you give a business card to every one of your customers? That you do a chuppah and kiddushin. He says, when they get divorced, I want them to call me. There's more money in it. Almost 80% of Americans get divorced. What's the point of getting married? The likelihood is to get divorced anyway. So the reality is, you look at people's life, whether they're multi-billionaires on the Forbes 500, when they're not on the boat and someone's taking a picture, when they're not on some plane and someone's taking a picture, when they're not on some board meeting and someone took a picture, in reality they hit life, and their life, in so many words, is terrible. You just look at what happened in their life. We talked about this the other day. But when somebody is connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they have a purpose that no one else can acquire unless they're also connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because happiness is it's a spiritual feeling. It's not something tangible. It's not something material. You cannot acquire happiness by buying it in a store. You cannot acquire happiness by acquiring certain assets. You could only acquire happiness by acquiring HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In so many words, acquiring His Torah. Having a Kadosh Baruch Hu in your life. Now, when you are the one that tells this person, hey, listen, 40 years you're in this world, you're not happy. Let me give you a new idea. You've never done it, for sure. What is it? Get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here, watch this shiur, and then I'll give you a whole list of other shiurim. Each shiur, you heard something, start doing it. You heard something, start doing it. Get closer to Hashem. Do more mitzvot. Go to Bet Knesset. Eat kosher. Work on your character traits, and so on and so forth. What did you do at that moment? You gave that person a gift of Olam Haba. You gave him the gift of Olam Haba. Why? Because if this person If she starts keeping mitzvot, she starts walking around modest, she covers her hair if she's married, she covers herself whether she's married or not, she eats kosher, she learns, she does all the good things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, guess what? Not only she's going to enjoy this life, she'll also have an eternity of joy. She'll have Gan Eden. That's a gift, Rabotai, that never ends. Because the joy that you get from it starts in this world and simply never ends. And that's the biggest Kiddush Hashem that you can possibly do in this world. To help somebody get closer to Hashem. How? By telling them, listen, your life is terrible. Why? You don't have Hashem. Saying I believe in Hashem and singing songs about Him doesn't mean you have Hashem. Following what He says means you have Hashem. Doing everything He says, that means you have Hashem. Preparing your whole life in accordance to what Hashem said, that means you have Hashem. By giving somebody that simple insight and the tools to get closer to Hashem, that, Rabotai, is the biggest Kiddush Hashem you can do. And that's what Rabbi Yisrael Misalan says. That is the only way you can fix the Chilul Hashem. Because just like the Chilul Hashem is so significant, you can't fix it with normal acts. You can't fix it with tzedakah. You can't fix it with eating kosher. You can't fix it with putting on tefillin. You can't fix it with that. What do you got to fix it with? You got to fix it with Kiddush Hashem. Why? Because just like this is unlimited, so is the Kiddush Hashem is unlimited. There's no power in the world that can contain the reward that you're going to get for this Kiddush Hashem. All the money in the world, all the happiness in the world, all the good that's in the world is not enough to even be a down payment for what you're going to get for one Kiddush Hashem. Imagine if you do it every day for a few minutes. Imagine you do it every single month when you get a paycheck, you donate for KIRUV. Imagine you do it every single time you bring a few people for shiurim, doesn't cost you anything. Imagine you do it simply by giving somebody a CD you got for free. Took you a minute. And you got yourself a reward that's simply never going to end. And that's the cure and the only one for Chilul Hashem. This is why, Rabotai, anyone that's smart, the Zohar Kadosh says, will literally leave everything in the world and just start looking for people that are not close to Hashem and start helping them do tshuva. That's what Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the one that wrote the Mishnah, that's what he did. Once he understood the significance of helping people do tshuva, he literally started running in the streets, looking for secular people. In those days, you had to look for them. Baruch Hashem. Today, you don't have to look. They come. But the key is, Rabotai, if the one that wrote our entire oral Torah started running in the streets, looking for people to help them do tshuva, to get this Kiddush Hashem on his account, it gives you an understanding of how significant it is. So that's the answer for anyone that has desecrated Hashem's name, which, again, you don't have to necessarily be upset that you have, because most of us have, even if we didn't know it. But there is a cure. The cure is to do the exact opposite, which is Kiddush Hashem. Now, anyone have actual questions? I could talk for 5 hours, but you guys have questions. I would love to hear your questions. You have questions. Okay, so if you don't mind.